Hey guys. Hey. Hi. Oh, your head's crooked. Hey guys.
These aren't horses?
No, they're not.
Suzette, these
Come on,
look
heel.
like horses.
Heel.
They're not. Ron, they are the Great Danes of Orange County. It's a herd of them. It's a herd of Dane deer. The Great Danes of Orange County is a group of Great Danes and their peoples who meet at the City of Irvine Central Dog Park off Sand Canyon Road every Sunday morning. They are gentle giants. And they're absolutely gorgeous. I wish I had brought my saddle, but I didn't. They're absolutely beautiful.
Any concerned traffic, GF Nicholson.
All right, if you already have an inboard raw water cooled, you're well aware of your sea strainer. This thing hasn't been cleaned in, boy, I think it's been 3 months. The Seacock has been closed, so it's just like stagnant salt water, but I still had those 2 little vines of weed growing in there. Actually, there's some more down there in the drain, and just a bunch of black stuff. I didn't think to record it before I cleaned it, but it was pretty blocked up. Looks like I got a couple down there. Is that like a little mussel growing, maybe? But anyway, you want to check this often and clean it. I also have one for the generator I need to check on. Now we will return this to the strainer. Gasket on, cover plate, washer, wing nut. And gonna open the Seacock. Next up, okay, next I need to check the oil. Never checked it from the front side here, but I'm gonna try that because I don't want to remove floorboards. All right, I checked the oil. I think my dipstick's marked a touch high because I'm consistently, after running the boat for, I don't know, 10 hours of engine time, I'm always the same, a little less than oh man, I should have measured it. Less than a 1/4 inch below the low mark on the dipstick. So I think my stick is just marked a little high. I know the best procedure from what I've read is to drain all the oil out of the engine and then measure the amount you're replacing back in, and then you could re-mark the dipstick accordingly. So I think I'm always running a little high on oil and burning oil, but I did it again. So I just topped it off. So I'm to the just above the low oil mark on the dipstick now. I didn't want to fill it all the way to the full side because, like I said, I think I'm running too much oil. A couple people have asked me what kind of oil I use. I'm running the same oil as the previous 2 owners. I'm the 3rd owner of the boat, but Dello 400. And I've always pulled the overhead hatch to add oil, and I just figured out with a little patience and without a funnel, provided it's not a full container, it's about half full, I can add oil from a comfortable seated position here in front of the engine. And with a little bit of grunting, I can also check the dipstick. One note, my son has done this once on the, let me turn the light on. One note on the dipstick, my son did this once. He checked the oil, and there's sometimes like a false click when you reseat the dipstick, and he didn't press it in all the way, and the result was we had a bunch of oil splatter. It's actually still a bit saturated on the stringer down there, and I keep absorbent rags underneath, but that made a big old mess. And that oil stain is from my previous injector pump oil change. A little bit of belt wear tension's pretty good. Yeah, tension's right. I put this belt in 2016. Still looking good. Next time I change the belt, I need to also swap out the backup belt. This one was on here when I bought the boat, so its age is unknown. I want to check my fuel level with the dipstick, but it's been raining for the last hour and a half. I want to get over the fuel dock and add some fuel if I'm low. I have a little bit less than a half a tank, but I'm not exactly sure. We got a break in the rain. I got 100 gallons on board, so I thought I'd jump over to the fuel dock and add another 50, which will put me up to a half tank. And as soon as I got clear of the dock, it started to rain again. And I have a 26-foot Coast Guard boat behind me. Let's see if I get a surprise boarding in the rain. I've actually never been boarded. Today might be my day. Oh, water's 55 degrees. 55.9. That's good. I'm not the only one enjoying the rain. There is no wind, which is wonderful. Doesn't look like anyone's home. Well, I'm gonna hit the dock. Well, if I do move the boat to the Gulf Coast, I guess this is what my cruising grounds would look like. We even have brown water right now from all the rain. The boat next to my slip has a diver in the water, so that means I should hold out here until he's done, right? I'm gonna go with, yeah, I should chill and wait. I wouldn't appreciate someone motoring in next to me. How's salmon taste with acai? Don't make too much noise. Might be an intruder. Last night was the coldest night I've ever had on the boat. I think it was mid 40s. And the condensation was extreme. It's warming up now. Put the canvas up last night, fly bridge, in the cold. And now the weather forecast has turned. We're gonna have 25 knots out of the east on Thursday, so that scrubs our plans of going out to the island. So it's Christmas Eve right now. We're gonna bail on the boat. Got my dad's taking a shower right now on shore. Loaded the boat last night in the pouring rain, wet dog. And now, I don't know, 12 hours later, 15 hours later, we're gonna take everything out of the boat and retreat to home. And I got a leaky roof in my guest shed to deal with. So I'm gonna go from a wet boat to a leaky roof. Merry Christmas. With all the rain debris in the water, it's a great indicator of how much the current ebbs. I guess a lot of that storm runoff too, huh? Extra water volume.
There's a pile of debris, and I think there's a bird sitting on it.
Yeah, the lifeguards were out picking up
There are a lot of coffee
stuff.
cups. Yeah, I know. He won't get off the boat without David leaving. I think it's picking up speed.
It does look like it's moving faster.